This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Jack Massey over Zoom. Jack, how are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Thank you. Good. Thanks for having me on. How are you, mate?
So appreciate you giving up some time, mate. I'm all good. It's obviously the day before your fight tomorrow night. You return to the ring. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. Yeah, all weighed in now. Ready to go. Seeing the belt today. It's a beautiful belt. So yeah, really looking forward to tomorrow.
That belt you are on about is the IBF international title. Engin Karakaplan. IBF European, sorry, not international. Yeah, IBF European title. Engin Karakaplan is your opponent, the man in the opposite corner. What do you know about him?
You know, he's a good opponent. He's no mug. You know, he comes for the win. He's got a few losses on his record, but he's only sort of lost to world class boxers like Yuri Kalenga and Yves Nagabu and fighters like that. So he's a good quality boxer.
When you guys are in the ring, then how are you expecting him to approach the fight?
I think he'll try and maybe put it on me a little bit. I reckon. I think he'll try and put it on me, but I've just got to stay with it, stay on my jabs, keep him nice and long, and box him.
Joe, you mentioned obviously the IBF European title being on the line. Is that the way you can kind of see this chapter of your career going, looking towards that European route and moving away from certainly the domestic fights which could be on offer?
Not always moving away. There's always different routes. So we're looking at this route for now. Pick this belt up tomorrow, and then see where we go from there. If it's the case of fighting the winner of the McCarthy-Billam Smith, then so be it. Or if it's something else, then listen. If the fights are there, I'm taking them. Do you know what I mean? So whatever comes forward, whatever suits us, we're taking it. It's time to step up now and look for these titles. So whatever's there, we're taking it.
We will come on to kind of that fight shortly and a couple of the other names, but just to stick with tomorrow night, the return of boxing fans for yourself. How excited are you to be able to box in front of a live audience again?
Oh, I'm absolutely buzzing. Yeah, it was different last time when I boxed. With no crowds, you can tell, and it's it's a bit different atmosphere. It's you're G'd up, but you're not as G'd up, and yeah, so I'm really looking forward to having fans back, and it would be good to see an event as well. People enjoying themselves and this and that. But the main thing is getting in there and doing a good job on this guy.
Is it important you look good tomorrow? And how would you assess your chances on winning by stoppage on the back of obviously the victory last time out, which went to points? Is it important that you make more of a statement this time around?
Yeah, make a statement, definitely. But the most important thing for me is winning and getting that belt. And then being active after this. I've not boxed since the last fight. Through tough times, but just get the win. If the stoppage is there, I'll be like a dog with a bone. I'll be having it.
You mentioned the key after this fight is trying to stay active, trying to get out as much as possible. Have you spoken to your management team about that, simply because we are starting to see kind of a small circuit at least return? So if you aren't on one of the big shows, you will be getting other opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll be looking for another title fight, possibly. So straight back into another title fight. No 8 rounders, no this and that. We'll be looking for another title. So we'll be hopefully collecting some straps this year.
You mentioned that Tommy McCarthy and Billam Smith fight. Firstly, just on that, what do you make of it? How do you think that will play out?
I think it'll be a good fight. McCarthy seemed really up for it. He looks in good shape. He was a nice guy, McCarthy. I've been away with him sparring and stuff like that. And I think he's going to get the win if he sticks to his game. Boxes Chris. Uses intelligence. He's a good boxer and he's very accurate. So I think he's going to come on top. But it'll be a good fight to watch.
Jack, you've got other names there, like the likes of Richard Riakporhe, Sam Hyde, Stephen Ward, Dion Juma, obviously Lawrence Cole.
Richard Riakporhe, where's he gone?
He's
Where's
still
he
about.
disappeared?
I'm not sure what he's up to currently, but I know he's still about.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's like I said, domestically, it's a stacked division. For yourself, where would you put yourself in and amongst all of those names?
Definitely at the top. You know, I've fought at the top level in the British domestic scene. You know, fighting Richard Riakporhe for the British title, headlining a Sky show. So definitely at the top. I'm in the mix. You know, come up short on that fight. You know, it was a bit controversial, but 100% on top.
I mean, you mentioned the Riakporhe fight there. Would that be something you'd be keen to right the wrong of, as it were, if you could do in the near future?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's if he boxes again. I've seen on BoxRec that he's marked down as, you know, whatever. But so yeah, definitely.
I mean, obviously, just as you mentioned earlier, McCarthy, CBS. In one of your passing comments as we started into, you said, you know, you'd be up for facing the winner of that. Do you think that again is something that could be looked into?
100%. It's you know, all them belts are going to be in one hand after their fight. So definitely look at that, take a look at that, and see what the options are.
Right,
So yeah,
sorry,
fancy both of them.
I was just going to say, obviously, just before I let you go, because I know you've got to shoot off shortly. Just a final message to everybody who will tune in tomorrow, those who are going to be there as well, supporting you. What would you like to say to them?
Tune in on Fight Zone. You know, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great fight. So, you know, take a look what I'm all about, and you know, hopefully see an exciting fight and watch me pick up that title.
Jack, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you once again. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful weather today, and thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks very much.